Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and to Sir Abikibel and to our panelists, Mrs. Escorcia, Miss Tamunang.
Excuse me, pwede siguro louder kay dili ni kayo o ako bang hinay. Pwede pakusgan, 100% ang ako ang volume. We could hardly hear you. Padool gamay inyohang kuan, inyohang sa mouthpiece or what? Sige, thank you.
Ma'am. Hello. Okay.
I'll go.
Good afternoon, everyone, and to Sir Abikibel and to our panelists, Mrs. Esparcia, Miss Tamunang, Mr. Castillo, Dr. Albina, and to Mr. Azuelo. I am Stephanie Gail Pedrosa, together with my co-researchers, Angelo Amer.
Ang slide, guys. Businesses worldwide have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Many have been forced to reduce their operations to limit the spread of the virus. Despite the crisis the world has been experiencing, some industries are still trying to find solutions.
Excuse me, ga-echo, murag gaduol siguro mo sa inyong kuan. Ga-echo siya, sorry for the interruption.
Sorry for that, ma'am. Wala ko sa phone. Loads na.
Ikaw na dyan.
Ang kanina din.
Basi ulang ya, basi ulang.
Okay na.
Ito eh.
Still. Wala. Okay. Unsa? Besra. Sige. Ayun, ikaw may nagdalaan.
Okay, rationally, businesses worldwide have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Many have been forced to reduce their operations to limit the spread of the virus. Despite the trying to find solutions to improve revenue. According to Bemel et al. Study, the hotel industry, like any other businesses, opens up socioeconomic opportunities for both owner and customer. These customers can be travelers, foreigners, businessmen, tourists, visitors, and etc. According to Frederick Van Lennep, a business development director met sa at its fair share of crises over the past decades, from economic downturns, terrorist attacks, and natural disasters. But nothing has shaken the hospitality sector quite like the current COVID-19 pandemic. Pandemic has forced most hoteliers to re-examine their fundamental strategies of preparedness, survival, daily operations, HR policies, and technological investment. Statement of the problem. This study aims to develop a hotel and resort reservation system that would help people in providing a hassle-free reservation. Specifically, this study seeks to answer the following questions. 1. How will this system help the management and the staff to have accurate service at the same time to monitor the records of the customer? 2. How will the system be designed, developed, and implemented? 3. What are the problems convenient tracing in the case of COVID-19 spreading? Number 6, how effective is the proposed web-based hotel and resorts reservation system with virtual tour in terms of user friendliness, reliability, value added, portability, and usability? Significance of the study. So, ako, next page. Excuse. Significance of the study. Travelers. The purpose of this study is to make it much easier for personnel to communicate with them about their concerns. The manager of the company's manager has a more organized and systematic method of recording and accessing all of the company's important records. Front desk officer. The proposed system could make the front desk officer's job easier and more convenient in terms of generating reports, allowing the officer to provide accurate and efficient reports. Then the researchers. This study is expected to benefit the researchers because it will allow them to put their knowledge and skills in programming and system development to use. Then the last is future Bachelor of Science and Information Technology researchers. The findings of this study may be useful in the future for incoming fourth-year Bachelor of Science Information Technology students who will be developing a system in the future.
Scope and limitations. This study is being conducted to find out what motivates proponents of the system and how the proposed system would improve hotel and resort management. The reservation system for hotels options and flexibility. This study is largely focused on developing a retailing business application that uses a computer-based system to allow businesses to monitor service in order to give a consistent and precise process on every transaction. Notably, in the case of the resort or hotel reservation. The resort and hotel reservation system is designed to handle all forms of hotel reservation made by guests directly. The purpose of this study is to look into the enormous impact of today's technology on how it affects our daily life, particularly as customers. This study will be put to the test at Negros Oriental State University, Bayawan Santa Catalina campus to get input from the participants on the suggested system.
Definition of term. The theoretical framework will be anchored on the Rapid Application Development, or RAD, of James Martin, 1991. Rapid Application Development is a type of an agile project management strategy that focuses more on minimizing the strategy planning stage and maximizing prototype development. The method acknowledged that software development was a knowledge-intensive procedure and attempts to develop flexible approaches that could utilize knowledge gained throughout the project's life cycle and to use the knowledge to redefine the solution. Under the rapid application development, there are four phases. Which are the requirements planning, the user design, construction, and cutover.
Conceptual framework. Conceptual framework describes the system's design and development. The input process output model was used to represent the relationship in the study.
Review of related literature and studies. Based on research by Kagalawan 2003, which studied and proposed an online hotel reservation for Bacolod Executive Inn, the findings of the study stressed that some problems exist in their current systems, namely time delay in updating email reservation processing, difficulties in confirmation of the availability of rooms in walk and telephone reservation, and report generation is time consuming. As the result of this investigation and observation of the existing reservation procedures, the group come up with a conclusion that the Bacolod Executive Inn, particularly the reservation, must be developed through an online system for their better service. It will provide advantages in the part of the establishment because it will increase the number of customers, minimize the workload of the personnel, and generates the reports on time. According to Bernasol et al. Studies, it focuses on GNQ and tours or Granor Norma Kidato. They found out that the company encounters problems such as their clients have a hard time in making reservation. That's why they can't accommodate large number of clients. Based on Bernasol et al., we
Excuse me, sorry for the interruption. No need to read the review of related literature, just proceed to the next.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Research design. The current study will be regarded as applied research because the final product is a web page will be used to address a specific issue or problem, resulting in positive change in people's lives. Because of the type of data, this study will be quantitative in nature, as it will use numbers to describe the outcome or analysis of the study's object. This research will be developmental in the sense that it will describe the needs for the system's development.
Device at the locality of Bayawan City during the deployment period. After the system will be deployed, the researchers will distribute the system evaluation questionnaire to the respondents in order to measure the effectiveness and usefulness of the developed system.
Okay, thank you very much. So shall we proceed now? Okay, so for my comments, please allow me to share my screen. No, for the comments. Okay, first is your title. Hotel and Resort Reservation dash Bayuan City. I need
you, ma'am. Afternoon, everyone.
Yun, ma'am.
First lang, uh,
Kaning sa inyong kuan ba? Um, Sir Mols, mo suffice na ba ning kuan ra 100 correspondence?
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. No? Ang kaning 100 correspondence, ilam na identify nga katong mga tourist, no? 100 ka book. But I think
Oo.
they could not have kuan 100 ka book. Trabagod lang gingon, no? So pinakagamay is 100 kuno travelers
Oo.
or tourists. So if they will stick to this respondents, I think dili ko nila ni makuha ang ilang mga ang number ani, unless lang kung pila ka bulan ang imong study nga maghulat jud ka kay as of this time wala data kay mga travelers karon, no? Nga part, and then number 4 is katong level. Mm. And then when it comes to the kuan, to the respondents, what they are going to do is they have to identify the kuan, the specific kaning mga hotels nato or resorts, no, sa Bayuan kay they are only focusing on Bayuan lang man. So ang pangutanan na ron is, have you identified already the number of hotels and resorts within Bayuan City?
Sige, sige. Murag naa sa mga 10 guro or less than 10 ano.
excuse me. Okay, excuse me, no. Dapat you should
Okay, less than
firm sa inyong kung ano. Hindi kami ngon nga dapat 10, dapat inyon lang sigurado. Ug 10 ba pila ka resort, dapat specific inyong kuan researchers. Dapat pila gyud na dapat kabalo mo pila ka buok ang hotel sa Bayawan, pila ka hotel ang resort sa Bayawan City. Hello?
Okay, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Kim.
Hello?
Murag putol-putol ang connection ko din eh.
Hello?
Pariha na dito ni Kagi.
Hello, ma'am.
Murag galag. Dugay mabot ang kuan. Putol-putol sa ako nga end ang tingog.
Sa ako, murag ni freeze. Ang sa maniman.
Okay ra, ma'am. Amo audio. Madungog rami.
Putol-putol gud siya.
Yes, okay ra.
Kay kung mo istorya.
Yes,
Istorya ang usa sa power man ang usa pod. So dili siya maklaro.
Okay, Sir Albina.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir.
Helen.
Helen,
Ah, okay. Okay na tong kuan, signal? Okay
nadungog
na
na
ba
ka,
ta?
ma'am. Nadungog na ta ka.
Okay, so sir, I agree with Sir Albina, no, because kanang if we are really going to look into the current nga system sa karon nga time, na naman ga exist nga reservation system. So that's why my question with the group is that unsay gap nga nakita ninyo sa current nga mga reservation system sa karon nga pwede ninyo i-fill inan? Because looking at the manuscripts, guys, wala man, dili man siya kuan kay if you are going to talk about the COVID-19 nga kaning feature, which is ang limit na ang inyong mabutang nga feature is malimit ma-trace ang number of kaning people nga ni-reserve sa usa ka particular nga room that is already existing in the current apps. So what are the gaps that you could possibly kanang take para nga mao inyong focus sa study? Sir Job, comments, Sir Job, Sir Jess? Basta na amoy ma-additional nga pwede na itong makuha nila nga ma-redirect na to ilang study.
Sir Jess, marag ikaw sa siguro, sir, kay na-late yung kong sulod, sir. Sa next na lang mga presenter.
Hello, good afternoon.
Ano ba si Sir
Ngayong
Jess?
hapon sa tanan.
Sir Subadja? Naray. Sige.
Yes sir, yes sir. Actually nagapaminaw po ko sa monitor po ko dayon manawang po buhat po. Kuan man gud siya ang inyong proposal ba? Hotel and resort reservation as Ma'am Helen said, existing naman gud siya. Existing siya tapos what we're looking for your proposal is what are the features that needs to be upgraded in the existing system, meaning what particular gap that you're going to fill in this research in order for you to be considered for your proposal. If you're going to have hotel and resort reservation, there are a lot of application on this particular application. So unsa may mga features nga inyong gi-incorporate na inyong reservation na makaingon ta nga lahi siya kaysa sa existing?
Kuan, sir, kaning the number of people in the vicinity, sir, is monitored, sir. Para ma-follow ang
Number
ano, sir,
of
kaning
people.
protocol sa IATF.
So does that particular issue is not answered by the existing system?
Naa sa significa sa ano, sir?
Because when I talk about reservation, you are not really physically be there for reservation. You can book that online. Nakuha ninyo ang point?
Yes, sir.
Unless of naamoy feature nga inyong incorporate nga based ba sa, di ba may mga related literature, may mga gibasihan, no? Unsa may naa dito sa ilang study. Okay? So what is in their study that could be found in your study? That is filling the gap. No? Mo na siya dapat ang inyong i-emphasize for your proposal to be approved. No, kaya in this case mura siya repeating naman siya sa proposal. So if that is the case, dili ta ka proceed sa mga statement of the problem if ang inyong topic medyo naa kay problema. That's only my point. No, I don't know for the other panel members. Thank you. Ma'am Car?
Okay. So what's the pleasure of the body? But anyway, no? I won't decide yun ako alone lang, no? Pero how unsay kuan pleasure sa body. Eh for me itself gyud, mata kong first ganyan comment. Kinahanglan ba gyud nga naatay app? Kay ang app man gud it dili siya beneficial, hindi po siya useful. Ug atong mga turista it's only 1 or 5. And then mudaghan ra pud siya pagka Semana Santa, Easter Sunday, but not all the time. Kaya ang perception mo gud ana is ang inyong system dapat kuan gud siya kada adlaw siya inana mo cater siya unsa ka busy, no, ang resort unsa ka busy ang hotel. So now sa per observation wala man kaayo doy ga pa-reserve. Gamay ra pud kaayo kapila ra man ang atong mga hotels dinha. Wala pud kaayo wala may mga occasion. So when it comes to mayon ka nga turista makuan nimo sa COVID. So dili kaayo gyud siya nato makita that the proposed system or study is actually useful or necessary siya as of this time. So, and then napod exist na pod siya, no? Takwan. So, aside from this, do you have another na pod kanang mga plans unsang inyong i-propose na study as the second option?
Ma'am, wala pa, ma'am.
Wala. Okay. Sir Al, we need your opinion.
O suggest na lang to sa ila, Ma'am Karen.
Yes, sir.
Ang panel members may give suggestions para guided ang estudyante. Sir? Yes, sir, Jess. As of now, sa ako ang end, no, wala po ko'y nahuna-hunaan pa to replace or to have another suggestion for the topic, proposed topic. What if, sir, if the group will have to look for another topic, dayon dili lang sa sila mugama sa document sa chapter 1 or something. And then ang topic alone lang dayon atong i-finalize sa sila mo trabaho sa documentation para maka-proceed lang ta sa next group, then ato lang siyang ikuan sa sunod, no? I-cater lang nato. Okay ra po, Sir Jess. Okay lang. Okay ra ba ninyo, guys?
Okay.
Bali, mangita mong laing
Yes,
topic.
okay.
Pag una-una na mong laing topic, bisag wala kang title, murabag siya, unsay ganahan ninyong mahitabo sa inyong kwan, nga topic alone, ato lang i-formulate ang title and then the features, then usa na mo mugama sa inyong documentation para dili na kayo hassle. Okay? Pwede ra na siya?
Okay, sir.
Pwede nga maguna-una sa muron, dayon maybe the later part inyong ikuan sa amo para atong ma-enhance.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Ma'am Car, ako na lang i-turn over ni mo, Ma'am Car.
Sige, researchers, no, okay lang na. So that's part of it. Look for mga kuan pa related literature, no? Diya niyo makuha ang idea usa pang mga studies. And then katong sa mga thesis pod, no? Reviews sa before idea lang pero aya pud kopya ha. No, kuhaan ninyo unsay kulang ana nga study, then inyong dungagan to make it as a unique, no, sa inyo as kung inyo nang i-propose nga study. Ha?
Okay,
Kuan
ma'am.
Gail, the rest of the group. Okay. Sige, ana lang, go, 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 smile, smile, smile. We have to do, come up lang sa, and then feel free, no? Inang si sir. Smile lang, good. Oh, nothing to worry about. Anak normal siya. Okay, di ko na to makuan kay dili na to makuan sa iyahang sa inyong sa unod, no? So basa lang, tanawa sa ninyo mga previous mga studies, unsay kulang anak nila, mga related literature, and then ikuan ninyo kang Sir Franco, Sir Jesus. Kato ng kuan. Okay? Sige, Sir Jesus.
Ma'am Car?
Okay,
Ang
so yeah.
hintra ninyo, guys, is not do not focus purely on database. Do not focus purely on web-based application. Pwede ang web-based application i-combine na gawin ninyo og mga sensors or devices para naa siya i-twist gamay, and then includes a little bit of analytics. Pwede? Kaya if that is purely web-based man gud siya, and then database management lang, daghan na kayo nag-exist man gud ana. So in order for us to twist something in the web-based application, you have to incorporate other devices. That particular device will drive to your database for a change. Okay?
Okay, so thank you, proponents sa Hotel and Resort Reservation ng Bayawan City. Thank you, Angelo, Baby Jill, Stephanie Gale, Doniel, and Kathleen. So go, 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 fight, 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 win, win. Okay, once again, good afternoon. God bless everyone. Thank you. So, okay, let's proceed to the next group, Group 7. This is Negros Oriental Tourist Map. So, the lead researcher, Richago Mark, the members, Figura Pamela, Aranyo Marian, Galino Mark, Tumala, Angel Kathleen. Sir, your pinaki-comment?
Akan lang, addition lang ni siya. So please be informed that starting from this group and the rest of the group, Engineer Helio Cordero will be joining us to critique or to give his comments on the proposed study. In addition to Ma'am Helen, Sir Giovanni, Ma'am Karem, and Sir Albina and Mr. Azuelo. So, alayan ako ma'am, send ka Sir Cordero sa mga manuscript. Thank you.
Sir, as of this time, dili ka sagad si Sir sa link daw nga imong gi-provide. Di na ba ilang connection sa
Pero
CIT?
pasuguro na ni sila ma'am, then send ra siya manuscript ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, so thank you. So at this point, okay, let's welcome Licha Gumar. May I remind the members to please open or on your camera. Please start now.
Where are you, Mark?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, ma'am.
Ga-echo imong tihog, Mark. I cannot hear you clearly.
Good afternoon. Nadawag na ko, ma'am?
Gamay.
Yes, yes.
Dawag na, ma'am?
Yes, we can hear.
Recording in progress.
Gaduol mo Mark, mamit gani kung wala na dunay. Asa ang kana? Oh, kana. Kaning imong Sure, bago.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Nadungog ako, ma'am.
Yes, please proceed. We can hear you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am, sir. And this is our proposal. Wala akong internet. Stable ako internet.
Kumilang, kusog.
Recording in progress.
Okay na siya. Rational. Tourist map serves a variety of purposes. The most important of which are providing information to their users about the location of tourist objects, facilitating orientation in geographical space and moving around the area, assisting in the selection of the visited tourist region and in the planning of the journey. The maps under discussion serve a variety of other functions that are typically assigned to maps, one of which is documentary maps. A map including a tourist map defects and inventories the state of geographic reality at time it was created. The state of tourist infrastructure in a given location has a significant impact on the growth of tourism in that area. Interdependence can be seen in both tourist traffic and infrastructure. Tourist traffic necessitates infrastructural improvement, which draws more tourists. The state of tourist infrastructure is the subject of research and the foundation for estimating the amount of tourist traffic, while archival sources, particularly
Hello, what's going on?
Mark?
Nakamute kasi si Mark Galino, nakamute.
I think, ma'am, unstable iyang connection, ma'am. Murag ako na lang dagway mo report.
Sige, go.
Murag wala pa gud ang iyang kuan ng presentation. Wait sa ma'am.
Hello, proponents. Okay pa ba ta? Asa naman mo?
Ma'am, nawala iyang connection, ma'am.
Ikaw lang, Miss Padayon. Akin sa ni. I know your name, sorry.
Pamela, ma'am, but the slideshow, dili ko kakuan kay wala ra ba ko'y laptop dere.
Ay. Sa inyong kauban, kinsa pa?
Wait siya, ma'am, ha?
Okay, so kuha ni siya no for the other groups nga wala pa ka-present. Please give a copy sa inyong ubang members nga dili ninyo kuyog so that if something like this happened, they can also present your paper. Thank you.
Nawala ko internet, sorry.
Ako na lang mabasa, Mark, then kuan na lang
Sige.
kuan na lang ang slide.
Ako na i-show. Nawala ko internet, abi kayo ang kuan. Sorry kayo. Okay na, ma.
So good.
Sige.
All right, good afternoon again. My name is Pamela, one of the member of the group Negros Oriental Tourist Map. Today, I'm going to present to you our research proposal or our thesis proposal. Please bear with me. Go ahead, Mark. First slide, please. Mark. Mark.
Location. Di connect ko kaya? Wala, unstable ako internet connection. Wala kayo load yan?
Kaya na, pero kaso lang ano.
Pwede ra makakonek cellphone. May connect kayo.
Okay ra. Okay ra, si Pamela ra ang nagbasa.
Makita ra man niya sa.
Ha?
Next slide, please.
Pag man nagbasa, mo-connect ako sa cellphone.
Mark. Next slide, please.
Recording in progress.
Hello, Mark.
Dungog ra ko?
Kanang dili mo kita ang next slide.
Kaya ba may antenna sa iyong lalay? Ay, tutong na at box na lang ng post-it.
Okay, excuse me. Lichago, Pamela, if you are not ready, we will proceed to the next group. Balik lang sa ninyo. Okay, may connection.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are going to fix this first, ma'am.
Sige, while you are fixing, we will proceed na lang sa Nurso GPS application for freshmen by Sylvania Janice. And we will go back as soon as your connection is okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. All right, ma'am. I'll inform my group mates. One moment.
Okay, so thank you. So Sylvana Janice. So we have Sylvana Janice, Duran Jasper, Gumba Angel, Nakimin, Josan, Adilantar, and Drew. So their study is Norsu GPS application for freshmen. Hello. Hello. Asan naman siya? Say hi if you are in the virtual space na, mga peeps. Present mo?
Yes, ma'am. Present me, ma'am. Asan is the share ani? Asan?
Kana ra. Tura to atoon ko. Kita na sige open. Asa makita?
Careful lang ta ha, kaya wala mo na ka-mute sa inyong microphone. So, sa inyong display ya.
Sorry.
Madunggan.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Makita ra, ma'am? Ang slides?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes. Sorry, ma'am. Kay cellphone ra mo ko niya mong gamit, ma'am. Sige. Go to our panelists, to my fellow developers and researchers, good afternoon. This is our application, which is Norsu GPS application. Chapter 1, the scope and its limitation. Rationally, in today's generation, we shall be ready for the upcoming students from every places. As far as I know, Norsu BC campus is known as very cheap university and well known to be studied by future professionals. We make these applications to make the freshmen can easily track or locate where they should go. We made this application more reliable to the students that we don't want them to experience what we have been experiencing before. This system will not only locating every department, but it can also locate the care center, registrar, office of the president, and even comfort rooms. The systems can be downloaded in every kind of Android phone and need the internet to access it. Through these technologies can enhance the usefulness of GPS positioning information. In this study, researchers therefore hope to develop an application that promotes reliable information regarding with updated of changing rooms of professors. This application is beneficial to the freshmen as well as convenience for students that can minimize their time of asking and walking around in the campus. Statement of the problem. This study aims to the freshman students of Norsu BC campus. Using this application can help students can easily locate places, buildings, or departments that can need to go to. First, this application can really help the freshman students of Norsu BC campus. Second, what is the level of accuracy of the device in terms of? Third, how would this application help the students of Norsu BC campus in terms of?
Significance of the study. The result of the study is beneficial to the following entities. Freshman students. The very reason why the North BC Campus GPS application for freshmen is to help them easily locate places without asking every person the place that it can help them taking much time of building and walking around the campus as we experienced before. Department or faculty. The system also gives a big help to the department or faculties for the main reason why we also add the faculties if they will change their assigned rooms, especially to the professors, they will just change their location in the app that we will give to them. Then researchers. This study is expected to benefit the researchers because this will give them an opportunity to apply their knowledge and skills in programming and systems development. On the other hand, this study will enable them to acquire skills in conducting research. Next, future-based information technology researches. The result of this study may serve as future reference for upcoming fourth-year BS information technology students who shall likewise be developing a system.
Scope and limitations. This study will focus on development of every freshman student of Norso BEC campus. In this study, we will try if this application will go successfully to help students to locate every building. The respondents of this study are all upcoming freshman students of Norso BEC campus. Our application software can be accessed to all using their smart or Android phones. You need an internet connection to access the application. Once you have done installed the application, you put your information so that we know how many have downloaded our app, and you will also be informed of if there are changes in every department or rooms. On the other hand, all applications has also limitations. It can only access to the freshman students of North BSC campus. Because if you're not freshmen anymore, it will automatically log out your registered name. Definition of terms. Norso BEC Campus GPS application is the application. Freshman students, the end user. Department or faculty, this refers to the instructors. Researchers, the creator of the application. Theoretical framework. Our theoretical framework simply focus on agile model which compose brainstorming, design, development, quality assurance, and deployment. The agile model can help achieve and fit the process to the project, removing activities that may not be essential for a specific project. This model also avoids us from using too much storage and effort. Brainstorming. In this part, all the researchers will contribute or create techniques by which efforts are made to find a conclusion for a specific problem by gathering a list of ideas spontaneously contributed by each member. Design. This will be given after the brainstorm. Development, the third step of the agile model. In this step, the researchers will focus on creating the software. Quality assurance. The researcher or the creator will give their full attention to the software to be able to know if the software is worth it. Deployment, the execution of the software. Conceptual framework. Number one, the input. Number one, research data gathered from freshman students. Number two, review of related literature and studies. The process. The very reason why the North BSc Campus GPS application for freshmen is to help them to easily locate places. Two, application leads the direction. Three, creating of Norso BSc Campus GPS application using agile model. And the output is the Norso BSc Campus GPS application. Whether a written or visual representation of an expected relationship between variables
Conceptual framework is where the researchers will think of a problem and come up with a solution. The first thing that the researcher would do is to think of a problem that is somehow needed attention and solution through brainstorming. Next is the scope, where the researcher would think of a system which can help every target user. The data will be collected in every newcomers, freshmen, and also transferees. This process will refer to the Agile Model Framework, which follow phases until comes to the point of developing it and is ready for deployment and use. The identified problem will be given action by IT system. The researchers are gathering data through newcomers and also based on experiences. Locating places and buildings would be the very first problem that the student would face, so the researcher would take action to that and even made a solution. In the process phase, the researcher would analyze and apply the requirements needed to apply. In this research, the researchers use the Agile Model Framework as guide on creating the solution needed. The model framework helps researchers doing the step-by-step process until it leads to the end and is now ready to create questionnaire to be given to the respondents. The last part is the implementation, which is happened to be that the researcher are done making the proposed system. In this output process, the respondent would get the chance to use the system so they can see the improvement to it. Upon using the system, the researcher would have always been focused on improving and updating the system.
Review of related literature and studies. It was always a problem for our fellow freshmen who needed to locate
Okay,
the place.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry
Miss?
for the interruption. Do not read lang review of related lit. Please
Miss.
proceed to the next.
Research design. This present study will be qualitative because it relies on data obtained by the researchers from the first-hand observation, interviews, questionnaires, observation to intend to apply the output, which is the NORSU BSc GPS application to address the specific issue or problem. According to John Hanke, our aim was to create one seamless, browsable map of the entire world, an Earth that it could browse. Our group came up a plan to create related to Google Map, which is the NORSU BSc GPS application to be useful for the students to avoid the struggle in locating every area in the campus. Research environment. This study was conducted in Santa Catalina and Bayoan City, Negros Oriental, and also we conducted through Facebook and Messenger for the freshman students far from this location. There are approximately 20 freshman students from Santa Catalina and approximately 20 freshman students from Bayoan City. And for those students who far, the researcher posted a link in Facebook and Messenger so that they can access. This is the map of NORSU Bayoan and Santa Catalina campus. Research respondents. The researcher gathered to the freshman students from Santa Catalina and Bayoan City, comprising 20 members, both male and female. They were the chosen respondents because they are the main subject to the researcher.
Research instruments is a tool used to collect, measure, and analyze data related to your research interest. Questionnaire, interview guide, observation forms, tally sheets, sheet lists, and tests. Data gathering procedure, the technique used to obtain the information used in dissertation to substantiate the claims made by a writer. To get the perfect outcome, you should use the best procedure. That's all. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, proponents. Kindly stop the sharing. And please don't forget to mute your microphone. Okay, thank you. Kindly mute your microphone. Okay. So sa manuscript, situate, no? You have your title page, no? Content. So asa na inyong content sa inyong title page? So please follow lang, no? Kung ang mga kuan dinhi, mga reminders, what to do. And then for here, wala na ko na Grammarly, wala ko napas. But then, I have here, no, the steps in writing the rationale of the study. Now, nakuha na ko sa inyong study, it's because in this study, the researchers therefore hope to develop an application that promotes reliable information regarding with updated of changing rooms of professors. So this is GPS, no? Kamay ra magid ang nor. So why do we need to have that GPS? Okay. And then we have our Google Map already, no? So changing rooms, yes, understand sa first year siya. Pero nganong kinahanglan gyud for me, no need to have this GPS, no? Your study sa to GPS sa yung study wa magud inyong title. Also GPS application for freshmen, no? So changing rooms of professor. Kung imo siyang ikuan o gikan ta grade 1, we can actually transfer our from one room to the other rooms, no? Hanto nag high school ta, that pabot sa college, I know everything. Pag gikan sa kuan, mao nang ni siya ang room. Then most especially, no, I don't think so that this study useful as of this time, no, the new normal. You made mention of the care center, registrar, office, president, and even comfort rooms. Kinahanglan pa pagod i-GPS sa mga comfort rooms. Now, ako lang ni mga comments. And then, now, so what you can see now, our university is having ga-build na anang ato ang kanang naay dakong building din ha. And I have heard na ipunon tanan diha ang mga offices. What if, no, naapamantaron sa pandemic, no? Na kini po siya as of this time, ato ni siyang i-GPS, dili siya applicable. Kung man tayo i-GPS, wag po tayo mga estudyante. So pag mahumaning ang pandemic, then the university also, mahuman ang reconstructing ha, then all the offices, no, will be, no, placed into one. So na dito ang register, so sayo na lang kaayo. So no need to have that GPS. So that's my opinion. I just don't know the rest of the panels. So, okay. Now, the other hand, application also limitations. Nalibo ko ani, no? It can only access the freshman students on North Obisi campus because if you're not freshmen anymore, it will automatically log out your registered name. So, madawat ni nga study, ayaw na to, no? Balayo ni nga portion. Operational terms, again, kato na inyong title, inyong define. Critical framework, ato na ikuan sa mga IT instructors. Okay, review of related lit, just please follow, no, my instructions here. Mora guning. So situate na pulo kabuok ang inyong gamon nga review of related lit. Okay? O ma-accept ni inyong study, then situate nga you have your review of related lit, no, about GPS, about a GPS that certain university will using the GPS, locating a particular comfort rooms, locating for room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4. So tiyak nga makita na siya, and then i-compare kung say naka-unique sa imuhang study. And then research design, sa inyong presentation, You made mention of qualitative, and qualitative is different from quantitative. So, murag gusog-usog ng inyong gipanulat, ha? Okay. Then, kini, inyong instruments, i-paragraph form na siya, dili na siya from narration. You have to cite it properly. You have to, ibalayo na siya in paragraph form. Then, kini, nalibog ko, no? Asan yung ipanguha ni mga validity, gakopya lang gid mo og nganong asa mo nangopya ani. So, atong tarungon. Okay? So, that's all sa kong end. So, I will turn over you to the rest of the panel members. Thank you. Okay, Miss Helen.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I will proceed with my comments, I would like to clarify it with the group. Unsa ang goal good ninyo guys? You wish to create a GPS system? Yun.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because if you are going to create a GPS system, as what Ma'am Karam had already made mention a while ago, if sa karon nga sa inyong location, I mean sa inyo nga kaning research environment, gamay ra siya ang scope. However, if you are going to focus your study on creating a GPS-enabled system, pwede nga dito ta mo focus. Kay if inyong ang environment ra inyong gi-focus itself, gamay ra jud siya kaayo. Pero if dito ta mo focus sa creation of GPS-enabled system, kato na lang inyong i-focus if ever. And then, I don't know if na-realize na ni sa group or not, no? But if you are going to create a GPS-enabled system, maskin pag inanara ka gamay ang location sa NURSO, kinahanglan mo na ay mapping. So that means, kinahanglan mo create og map of the NURSO system. Wala may existing nga map ang NURSO. So that means you have to create a GPS-enabled tracking system, and at the same time, mo create mo mapping sa system, which is another study tani. Makaya ra? Sa group? Ha?
Makaya ra, ma'am.
Okay, if we are talking about kaning GPS guys, remember ha nga kanang point to point na inyohang gamito na, so meaning to say ang inyohang mapping kuana intricate pod ang codes ana.
Yes, ma'am.
Kaya. Klaro anay tadaan, kaya.
Kaya.
Okay. So looking at your statement of the problem, guys, if we are going to focus on the GPS na lang itself and not on the creation good, ang focus sa inyong studies, dili na ang creation sa NURSO GPS ng application, but on the GPS-enabled system, ma-change ang outline sa inyong statement of the problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Just so para mo fit siya. So, Ma'am Car, would it be okay if ako ang i-flash ang ako propose nga bago nga statement of the problem in case, then mo add na lang sila ni Sir? If okay ra?
Or Miss Helen, walay problema. Sure, no worries, no problem.
Please, picture it.
Ano na sa gaon ilain para makaano.
Please, screenshot mo dun. Ay, arabutuan. Yan mute ra.
Imute.
Oh, imute ra dahil screenshot mo ipakita.
Sadali ra, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Kita ra,
Okay,
ma'am.
so if if kaning mo focus ta sa GPS application, pwede ra nga kanirang tulo ka objectives sa research atong gamiton. First is to develop a system that will be able to locate the GPS position of a specific building and provide a convenient route. That is for the student. So which means to say, kana inyong system dapat, for example, ako sa IT building, di ba, daghan mang pwedeng maagian paingon o let's say moadto kog cashier, daghan pwedeng maagian. So dapat inyong system, makaya sa inyong system nga i-compute asang pinaka nearest nga route.
Padulong sa IT.
Padulo, no. Say for example, gikan ko sa IT building, ganan ko mo adtong cashier, ako first year student. Dapat part sa inyong system is mao na kayang i-compute sa inyong study nga mo provide siya sa first year student gikan sa IT building paingon sa cashier asang pinakaduol, di ba? Daghan mang pwede maagian nimo. Na kay pwede mo
Yes,
moagi
ma'am.
ka nga katong Spectra, pwede mo moagi ka dito sa kaning admin building, then paliko. So, dapat kaya na mabuhat sa inyong system if we are going to focus on the GPS. Next, develop an algorithm that will enable end user to bookmark their previous location and trace back to that location using descriptive navigation mapping. Which means to say, kung asa ko gikan sa IT building, na for example, gikan ko sa IT, adto ko cashier, kailangan ang katong app ninyo ma-store ang previous nga location nako. Such that if ganan ko mo wish ko nga mo balik dito sa kuan, ako ang destination, pag tap na ko dito, maka-provide ra pud siya og kuan. Kaning map or route sa user. Kani these are the 3 objectives or problems nga pwedeng ma-add na to sa inyong study.
Yes, ma'am. Got ra, ma'am. Garet ra, ma'am. Thank you sa ad, ma'am.
Okay, continue ko sa kong comment.
Sige, ma'am.
Kaning kuan guys, kaning inyo ganing theoretical guys.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
kaning new theory, kaning current ninyong gibutan diri, kuan ra ni siya, systems analysis and design ra ni siya nga model. Wala mo theory nga related sa GPS, which is daghan kayong existing nga mga theories about GPS. And the focus of your study is about GPS. So dapat i-include mo theories nga ga-talk about GPS. Dayon ang inyuhang conceptual framework, dapat i-relate ninyo siya sa katong theory nga about GPS. So aside from the schematic diagram of your conceptual framework nga kani karon na ay kay kani siyang conceptual framework nga naa karon is this only focuses on the entire process of the kaning research study. Ang katong conceptual framework sa creation sa inyong system, i-relate ninyo siya sa inyong theoretical framework.
Sige, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so ako sang ihatag sa ubang pan. Sir Giovanni.
Hi, Ma'am Helen. May hapon. May hapon, Ma'am Carl.
Good afternoon, sir.
Dr. Albina, Sir Al, may hapon. And to everyone, no, Sir Yorfo, may hapon. I think I think Ma'am Helen got it, no. Para lang to give you a clear understanding of what Ma'am Helen has just said, no, about enable GPS. Kinsay naka-try na diri og Waze?
Waze.
Kanang Waze gali nga mosulti siya about direction. I think ang katong dimension a while ago ni Ma'am Helen, try to analyze and improve kung unsa ninyong ma-improve katong dimension ni Ma'am Helen kay ginang objectives, because I think naka-focus ta with the freshmen, no. Naka-focus ta sa tao instead sa automation. So it should be GPS enabled, no. Maayo kaayo to kay especially nga like for example if ang ato ang campus adunay mga ongoing constructions like pareha gi-mention ni Ma'am Karim kaganina nga natay building na pod ang mahitabo ang registrar, ang accounting will be transferred to other location. And by the way guys, unsaon man ninyo na pag-maintain, having said that, unsa may pamaagi na sa maintenance and supports in kaso kay naamang yung mga ongoing improvements na puhon. So how will you maintain the application, if I may ask?
Thank you.
Kay pareha na karon, di ba? Wa pa man nahuman karon ang building karon di sa tubangan nato sa Norso, di ba? Naman tay building diha atubangan sa kanang kuan, sa kanang seated, di ba? Kanang gihimo karon di sa may gate tapit. So
Yes, sir.
more or less, ang sulti ni Ma'am Karim kaganina, some of the offices inside the campus will be transferred. So karon you also have to update to kanang i-fit pud ninyo ang inyong application to what is existing. So unsa man nakita may mag-maintain unsa may pamaagi sa maintenance ninyo and supports. Unsa man na ninyo kay mag-usab naman pud ta og structure sa ato ang kuan, di ba? Kay mag-transfer naman ang ubang offices to other location. How will you maintain your application if that's the case? From the group? So man nato man. Unsa man nato pag-maintain puhon kay I think naka-base lang ta of what is existing nga mga location to a particular office. What if somehow there will be changes like i-transfer na. Itong i-mention ni Ma'am Karen, siguro come next year offices like accounting nato, atong registrar, kung sa panahon will be transferred na in front or kilid sa gate nato. So how will you maintain or kitsa may mo kuan na mo ipa-improve na pod or mo, di ba? O mo upgrade ang application. So may plano ninyo?
Sa likod.
Or mo update? Guys, ang inyong idea actually was importante po to especially to people like katong mga bisita nga muwa to sa campus, they want to be guided. Itong isulti ni Ma'am Helen kaganina nga GPS enabled, maayo kay to siya sa nga tanan so that kung ako bago ra ko sa campus, dili ko makuyawan ba asa ko padong because I am guided. So mao na karon akong pangutana. Unsa man na ninyo in terms of maintenance and updates? Sa may plano sa grupo.
We also to update our system, sir. If there's any changes.
Okay, so ang pangutana diha ang iyahang time frame niya, how often man mo update sa inyong application. Kay feeling nako na napoy bako kanang gymnasium diha doon sa CSIT, basi mag-open na pohon, di ba? O that should be included also sa ato ang application.
Yes,
These
sir.
are the things that you have to make clear when you are going to create your research.
Yes,
Right after na develop ng application or right after okay na ang system, there has to be proper kanang should I say kanang sa maintenance part kung unsaon na siya in pag-update sa system para relevant gid siya most of the time kay ang nahitabo man gud karon sa uban nato human ma-develop ang system murag wala na ipakialam after wala na guys nag-evolve unya. Importante man gud na from time to time ma-check nato kay like I said like sulti ni Ma'am Karen, Ma'am Helen, there will be times nga magkausap-usap ang mga locations kay naay mga relocations sa mga offices sa mahaw nga mahitabo. Okay? But nonetheless guys, I am very happy na you have come up to this idea about GPS and hopefully you will do everything para ato ning materialize. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am Helen, Ma'am Karen, okay na ko ma'am, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir Moses.
Hello, ma'am. I think ano pa si sir? Mo comment pa si sir just ma'am or dili na?
I do not. Sir Jess.
Dili siya appeal ma'am. Si Sir Jess ani nga group.
Wala day siya appeal. Okay. Sige. So, good afternoon everyone. No? I don't know if nausob ba ang ilang proposal or wala. Nausob, no?
Murag wala pa siguro sir.
Nausob ba to? Or
Kuan
wala?
to si
Or
Miss
more?
Helen, Miss Helen.
Suggest lang si Ma'am Helen.
Nausap tong ilaha kay murag gilahi pa ni Miss Helen, Sir Moses.
Nausob siya, Sir Mos. Kuan siya, sir.
So,
Ang statement of the
kuan
problem nila is nausob.
Oo. Now, for your statement of the problem, I think applicable, Ma'am Karim, no? Please guide na lamang nga if applicable ba lang gihapon tong ato mga statement of the problem, if the same lang ba gihapon?
Ang si Miss Helen ang maka-address sa imong kuan sir. Sa tuwa sa statement of problem. Katong imong concern sir no sa katong sa og pila no ka mga
Bagong
respondents
statement
para
yes
para
ma'am
makita nimo.
Kay dito man
Oo.
Yes ma'am, kay we will be basing our respondents man sa kuan sa statement of the problem nato.
Okay,
So
maybe
dili na ni
Miss
siya
Helen
mao ang statement of the problem, no?
Ma'am, would it be okay, ma'am, if mo Okay, ma'am. Would it be okay if mo ask ko sa ta if agree ra bang ubang panel, ma'am? Sa katong gi-suggest na ko nga kuan ng statement of the problem?
Yes ma'am, and as well as
Let's
the katong
ask
sa idea ni Ma'am Helen. Let's ask Dr. Albina. Yes.
Oo, kabasi if okay ra si Sir Al.
Wala pa. Wala pa.
50-50. 50-50.
Dili pa na kayo.
Sir Al.
Na din. Kita na yung camera dira doon kang baya.
Students, please don't forget to mute your microphone. Sir Al?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Helen, si Sir Al. Sir Moses, si Sir Al. Basta yung sa tibong concern.
Yes.
Sir, ilang kanilang study, sir, is ni-suggest ko og bag-o nga kuan kaning statement of the problem kay ang sa scope sa ilang study gyud if katotong gamiton nga SOP dili siya kuan gamay ra kay ang scope then dili siya feasible so ako ang gi-suggest nila nga instead of focusing on the student or the user itself mo focus sila sa creation sa system which is ang pag-create og GPS enabled na system and then ang algorithm. So mo ni ang suggested na ko nga kuan karon nga kaning objective or problem sa ilaha nga study and mo ask kami sa imong answer if unsa imong take ani sir.
Measurable ra siya tanan. Mora man na siya pinaka-importante nga measurable unya. Unsay instrument or tool to measure each objective.
Okay sir. Pwede ra siya sir if kuan ang ako lang concern is mo ni gipangutanan ako sila ganina if makaya ba nila kay katong ilang even sa katong ilang initial nga kaning gi-propose duha ang kanang ilahang gamon ani which is ang mapping and then ang GPS positioning. So ni-ask ko nila if makaya ba nila and ingon sila makaya man daw nila.
Oo, okay ra ni Miss Helen. Okay lang. Kaya I think in the third problem, dito mo come in tong ako gang gi-suggest nga ISO, IES nga kuan instrument sa testing na sa application. Oo, okay ra.
Okay, so with the given problem or objectives of Miss Helen, no, pwede na to pasyo-usog, ma'am, kay so that kuan kay if if kato siya nga statement, we cannot really directly identify kung kinsa atong mga respondents, no. Pwede pa show usog, ma'am, para lang tawan. To develop a system that will be able to locate
Problem number 3 ra, Sir Moses, ang kuan mo come in ang human nga evaluation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dili na to tong kuan, tong level of kuan, sir, no, effectiveness, tong question number katong gihatag ni sir, just nga tong ISO, no?
Oo, like who will test and how will the testing be done? Primarily mora na siya ang third nga objective.
Okay. So kay ang respondents nila ani will be the freshman man sa. Kay mustik ra gyapon tatong freshman, no. So most likely their respondents will be freshmen, and again katong CSIT lang gyapon, na same as with the other groups, no, nga katong mo test sa system ninyo, and then kuan lang gihapon, same lang gyapon atong the other group that they will be using sa kuan man to, weighted mean, and then for the number of respondents that will be answering question number 3, same lang gyapon ato ra gyapon parehason nga 50 kota sampling lang gyapon, convenient sampling lang gyapon. So whoever you can choose, no, whoever kuan students nga inyong ma-choose, so mora po inyong pilihan as your kuan as your respondents nga mo answer sa inyong question. This is with question number 3, no. Okay, what else? Murag
Hello?
Sige, ma'am. So,
Moses?
Ma'am Car, mora to, Ma'am Car.
Okay.
Hina yung connection.
Okay, Sir Moses, thank you. Putol-putol bitaw. Okay, Sir Al, do you have any add-ons, inputs?
No more, Ma'am Karen.
Okay, so...
Ma'am Car.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so although I'm not part of the panel of examiners, no, for this study, let me just clarify something to the researchers, because they said that their respondents are upcoming freshmen. Am I correct? One group of Miss Silvania.
Natapot.
Miss Silvania. An group. Nadunggan ninyo akong kuan kanang istorya?
Sorry sir, wala sir, kay nawala ang connection.
Kuan, ang inyong respondents are incoming freshmen, di ba?
Yes sir.
Now, ang inyong problema ani, because you have to pass your results by on or before June siguro, or kanang middle of June, kay graduation naman ang atong expected graduation is June 30.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, kay unsaon man ninyo pagkuha ng atong incoming freshmen ana before June, or kanang within the time frame nga kuan man kanang ay wala pa man ko kabalo, no, kung daghang mag-onsite nga kuan sa mga sa care. So unsaon sa inyong plano sa inyong grupo?
So bali incoming din nilang respondents ay day, sir? Dili day kuan?
Kay kung current freshman po ang ilang ihimong respondent ani, wala man pud taga face to face. So unsa na pag-meet ng mga bata?
Ang current ka freshman? Ang current ka nga freshman, sir?
Kung mga current nga freshmen, those students are not in the school right now. So ato amo sila ipatawag din para ra maka evaluate yung study. Wala man taga face to face pa.
To gather ng data sir through Facebook or Messenger.
Kung saan nila paggamit sa inyong system, kung for example, di ba kay inyong system is kuan man for the makabalo sila no kung asa nga building na locate, asa dapat na locate ang kini nga building or kinang CR, di ba mo na inyong plano?
Yes, sir.
Now, so kung Facebook mo mag-gather of information, how can they evaluate your system or mobile application if they are not here in the campus when they are using the mobile application or the system? Usaon na pagkamalong accurate ang inyong ipangbutang sa inyong application or system if dili sila makagamit gyud in the actual environment or kini sa Norso gyud sulod sa campus.
One sir kanang una na sir mo lunch pa mi og mo anang murag mo kuan mi sir ba mo bake gani mi og mga bisan 3 to 5 students sir para mo taste sa mo kuan sir sa mo app.
So therefore you have to change muna yung tono mo pick na mo bisag kinsa nga estudyante para mo evaluate yung application, then your respondents dira nga mabutang dili na siya freshman. So ang inyong ipa-evaluate are sa inyong plano, inyong ipa-evaluate are not freshmen but the app is intended to be used for incoming freshmen. Muna yung pasabot.
Yes sir.
Okay, so mura to ko bro murag di good siya sound paminaw no nga you're planning to use it for incoming freshmen but ang inyong ipa-evaluate sa system sa iyahang usability o kanang ease of use abi usa siya kamaayo is are not coming from that group nga the app is intended to be used. Sige, anyway, may suggestion, dili man punto siya ma-part sa kay di man ko part sa panel but mura to siya kung na ba nga issue sa inyong study. Ma'am Car.
Thank you, sir. Yes, you're right, sir, no? So, dili gud pwede pud siguro your study focus on the first year, then kung sa to inyong ipa-test.
Ma'am?
Silvania? Ma'am? Your study focus on the first year. No, first year. So, Sir Dr. Yorko made mention what are going to do, okay, mga freshmen man na, who will test your mobile apps. Ano yung to bago sa ganito, kinsa inyong ipa-test?
Kuan po ma'am.
Sa questionnaire on niya?
Mga kanang upcoming first year ma'am or di ba maybe kanang kuan kanang current ng student ma'am.
Current. So I would like to hear the opinion also of Ma'am Helen, and how about you, Sir Castillo?
Hello, ma'am. If based on the statement of Sir Yorfo, no, dili siya sound nga first year ang inyong target nga user and then dili first year ang inyong respondents. So since nag-change naman ta og focus sa study nila, ma'am, would it be okay if mo change na lang ang mag-change na lang tag-target nila nga respondents? Kay ang track sa ilang study is it's not it's not focused on the user naman.
Okay, okay. Sige,
Kaya ang
sige.
statement of the problem is dili
So
man.
what would be the respondents? Who are the respondents now?
Random na lang dagway nga kaning kuan ma'am. Mag-randomize na lang dagway ta sa students na to. Pwede kaning mga nurse o BSc nga
So,
students. Sir Mos?
Okay, Sir
Yes,
Moses.
ma'am. Para dili kayo tasking sa ano po kay what's important here is the system man nga ilang gamon, no? So what's important is matest ang atong system whether siya okay ba siya or dili. So we can just choose randomly among the students of Norso by one. So mura sa Japon to siya nga 50 ka book, convenient sampling ra gyapon ta. So ato ra i-change atong akon para dili kayo lisod, no. Ato lang i-change ang atong respondents nga instead of mentioning first year, so paano Norso BC students na ma.
Okay, sige sir, thank you. So question Miss Helen, ang ilahang nauso ba ilahang kuan title? Ilang first titles is Norso GPS application for freshmen. So unsa naman ilahang title?
Yes, ma'am. Mo-change tag title nila, ma'am, na lang.
Okay. So unsa siguro?
Wala naman, ma'am.
Ma'am Helen.
Hello, sir. Sir Joe.
Yes, Ma'am Helen.
Yes, sir.
Isip ang kani ba nga kuan Ma'am Helen limited lang for the freshmen? What about mga visitors or mga transferees?
Dili siya, sir. Kuan siya kanang it's not exclusive for freshmen. So ato siyang gi-change na tong audience into kuan na lang applicable siya sa tanan nga mosulod sa nurse.
Oo, correct. Sige. Kaya ang title mo group naka-focus sa freshmen ba nga mga students. So might as well
yes, that is
siguro.
why sir, I'm asking ug unsa na ron ang kuan, ang title sa study.
Oo, ma'am. Sige.
Miss Helen? Unsay kuan
Hello, ma'am.
yes,
Okay, ma'am.
oo, unsay gi-suggest
Wala
ang
ko
kuan na title?
Basta mapwede na to kuan, ma'am. GPS enabled nurse to mapping system. Kay since part man ang mapping nila ani. Kay kinahanglan man nila ikuan. Enabled nurse to mapping enabled nurse to mapping.
Norso BSc gyapon siguro.
Oo, nurse to BSc. Kay mo man ilang specific tan mapping system.
So the title for the group 8, no? From Norso GPS application for freshmen, the new title is GPS enabled Norso BSc mapping system. Ang enabled na ID, no? GPS enabled Norso BSc mapping system. Okay ba? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think Sir Cordero is now
Unsa to ma'am? Pwede repeat ma'am.
GPS enabled Norsu BSc mapping system.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Anyway, you will be given a copy of it. Okay. Yes, we would like to welcome Sir Cordero. Sir, do you have any inputs regarding the study, the Norsu GPS application for freshmen? Change the GPS enabled Norsu BSc.
Sa mo dito daw ko sa papers mo comment ma'am kay wala ko nakasugod yun. So maybe I can give more comments on the next group. Kay karon pa ko nakasulod.
No worries, sir. Thank you. And anyway, so no more comments, suggestions. So I think that's all, no, for the GPS enabled Norso BSC mapping. Okay, so on behalf of the Sir Al, okay na, no? Sir Moses?
Yes,
We're getting
ma'am.
ends up. Okay,
Yes,
so on
ma'am.
behalf of the panel members, I would like to congratulate the proponents of the project titled GPS-enabled Norso BSC mapping system. So this proposed project is now accepted with major revisions. Why major? It's because you have to change your rationale, nausap ng inyo ha. So pati inyong mga respondents
municipalities and barangays in Negros Oriental. Most visitors from outside in the Negros Oriental want to explore more, not just in their place, but in other places as well as in Negros Oriental. This research will aid in evaluating the feedback of all people and visitors in Negros Oriental. This research focuses on the Negros Oriental as a whole. Our theoretical framework of the study is to anchored on the Diamond model. Model is a sustainable tourism development model that intends to serve as a tool for DMOs to provide independent information to support unpopular decisions of restricting the numbers of visitors for the sake of a sustainable development of tourism. Using this model, decisions related to the control of the visits of a tourism destination are taken relying on objective arguments and criteria rather than on personal intuitions or political parties' interest. The objective of such decision is to be the achievement on an adequate development of the tourism activity that does not jeopardize the future of the tourism product itself. So here is our theoretical framework. And our conceptual framework, this research was developing to collect, provide information about a certain place that can attract many tourists. It can boast the tourism and economy in Negros Oriental. It discusses about the place, its features, and its contributions to the society. It is shown that this system has the advantage nowadays because of this pandemic, and we all know it is easier to compare to going some places and seek information about a certain spot. And here's the output, the input of our conceptual framework. Our personal experiences of the users. We're going to research data and gathered from the users, and then we're going to create a model, and then it will result to Negros Oriental Tourist Map. Our research design in this research, we're using the combination of quantitative and qualitative data methods in order to have an appropriate data collection for this research. We will be using questionnaire that contains well-structured, open-ended questions. Data related to the previous exiting literature review of the research area were gathered from different secondary resources. Our research environment is incumbent on the researcher to clearly define the target population. There are no strict rules to follow, and the researcher must rely on logic and judgment. The population is defined on how many tourists loves to travel here in Negros Oriental. This type of research is called a census study because data is gathered depends on how many tourists we had. We will also coordinate with our local government unit to conduct this study. And our research respondents are the tourists of Negros Oriental coming from different countries and some tourists coming from other different cities such as Manila and Cebu. For our research instrument, we will use questionnaires and conduct interview to some travelers here in Negros Oriental. The question must be simple and detailed instruction must be provided. Questionnaire should contribute to the information needed. If there is no satisfactory use for the data resulting from a question, that question should be eliminated. And we also include the Negros Oriental maps. For data gathering procedure, the main objective of data procedures is to provide facts, identify patterns, build up explanations, and test hypotheses. Various methods can be used in data procedures, such as data analysis, thematic analysis, theoretical sampling, grounded theory, or etc. It aims and emphasizes crucial information and advocate conclusions, which help in result-making processes. It describes facts, identify patterns, develop explanation, and test hypotheses. All of this help to highlight vital information and recommend conclusions which help in decision-making process. All right, that's the end of our presentation, ma'am, and thank you so much for listening.
Okay, thank you very much. No, I will share my keynotes here. Okay, my first question, proponents, did you think million times to have this kind of study, Negros Oriental Tourist Map?
Actually,
Okay.
ma'am, we conduct 3 studies. Lisod man po itong na-come up na mga idea. Ang ikauna-una kay ikaduwa. Ang ikauna-una kay about atong virtual map, ma'am, ba? Medyo lisod man siya kay kinahanglan man nimo gamit atong mapping. Like atong ingon ni Ma'am Ellen, GPS and mapping ba? Nang questions sad ko ani sa ubang mga experts gani din sila nga lisod daw ang virtual map. Then nag-come up kami another idea which is butangan na mo og kanang virtual map butang na murag gani gi kanamon og Google Map, ma'am ba, murag i kanamo sa Google Map kanang murag i-connect gani sa Google Map, or yes ma'am kanang ingon ana. Then after ato nag-anang po tong mga 4th years nga lisod po daw kay kinahanglan pa daw kami mo kuan ana mo pin pa kuno location, ma'am ba, unya lisod naman daw. Then dire nag-come up mig Negros Oriental Tourist Map, which is kanang murag website ra siya, ma'am, as well as himo na mo siya application para mahimo siyang kuan kanang magamit sa tanan ba.
So do you mean this is a website unsa man inyong kuan kay you did not actually cited here in your study, no, in your rationale na kuyawan ko unsa mugama mugma
kuan, ma'am, bali kuan siya, ma'am,
kasabot sa inyong kadaghan yung gisagol, no, sa inyong gi-explain dinhi, no. So unsay what do you want to what are you trying to drive out sa inyong Negros Oriental Tourist Map?
It is not about map basically, ma'am, kay if map man good, ma'am, lisod man jud siya kayo kay mo pin pa mig location. Then ang gi-aim ani is kanagani murag guide ra siya. It will serve as a guide to the tourist who wants to visit Negros Oriental, ma'am, ba, kay kanang kuan na siya kanang dito lang I'm sorry, ma'am.
Oh, but still then, but if you will say map, of course, dili na kami ka nga para mag-guided sila. You have to. Katong kagad previous kanina yung si Ma'am Helen, if you will create good a map, kinala naagod na siya iya hanggang saktong, you will still create this kind of, ako pa ko nani kay Negros ang tourist map, mugama gyud mug map. No? Is that so? And then, very confusing sa inyo kung as I go over. So, padayon lang basahan lang niya ako mga kung ano. Dini sa inyong rationale. So, 19% plagiarize. So, as much as possible. Credit the author, no? Then, write your own. Kini inyo ha, ni-cite mo. Okay. So, how to write rationale? The first few lines, no? Rationale, provide the background of the topic. So, naa siya, pero taas ra kaayo. No? Now, wala mo nibutang og unsa the purpose of the study and how it will be utilized further. no? Wala mo ni kuan nga a detailed summary of the problem, and then kini a result, the use of the tourist maps to examine the development of tourism infrastructure appears to be warranted. Kani siya manang murag inyo rang gikopya ba, no? Nga wala ninyo nigi think nga kani development of tourism, a result, the use of tourism maps to examine the development of tourism infrastructure appears to be warranted. Okay, so let's proceed. Kaning inyong significance of the study. So para emphasize the terms by applying a bold format, i-bold ninyo ni siya, no? Explain the limitation. The researchers carried over to conduct virtual. Ningon na pod mo, the research was carried out in order to conduct a virtual tours of all cities, province, municipalities, and barangays in Negros Oriental. Take note, Negros Oriental. So pila man itibuok Negros Oriental inyong ikandak. So pila man ni katawo. No, most visitors from outside the Negros Oriental was to explore more, not just their places, but places in Negros Oriental. Uy, dayon, muna akong pagsabot sa inyong study, the research will aid evaluating the feedback na pod of all people and visitors in Negros Oriental. This research focus on the Negros Oriental as a whole. Kikuyawan ko, dako kayo ni inyong scope sa inyong study. Then, sa inyong terms, again, operational definition ha, describe, define, especially ang kanang inyong title. Okay? Where is your theoretical framework here? Kani giunsa man intawon ninyo nino kani inyong concept needs revision ni siya. Inyo maning konsepto unsa ni theoretical, unsa naman ni yung conceptual framework. Then sa inyong kuan related literature, no, follow katong sa matrix na ako'y kuan dinhi nga. Okay, a clear description of the current setup of the research local should be explained. The incumbent, the researchers to clearly define the target population. There are no strict rules to follow, and the researcher must rely on logic and judgment. What do you mean by this? The population is defined on how many tourists, lovers to travel here in Negros Oriental. So saan man yun na pagkuan, defined on how many tourists. Inyo nang na-imagine. So dili na siguro mo mupunit mo kuan inana, and then naapod mo, then the research code census study gathered depends on how many tourists we had. We also coordinate with our local government unit to conduct this study. And sa inyong respondents, our research respondents are the tourists of Negros Oriental coming from different countries, and same tourists coming from other cities such as Manila and Cebu. Unsaon ninyo ni pag-contact ng mga turista? Dr. Number, okay, are you sure? Ingon to Sir Al, ang study must be measurable. Measurable, tawag ni sir? Attainable. Smart man to, no? Smart. Sa tong S, gani sir? Basta smart, measurable, attainable. Sorry.
Specific.
Yes, no? Wala na igo ang walay smart na atong makita dinhi. So, mora to siya akong end, no? Input ra po ang the rest of the panel. So sit back, the dear fellow panels, it's your turn. Thank you.
Ma'am Helen, mauna ko gamay Ma'am Helen. Figueroa, no? Sila Mark ni, Mark?
Figuras, sir.
Figuras. Mayong hapon, good to see you. Good to see you virtually. And Mark as well. Go with your objective, no? Kanilang mangutan ako. Sa inyuhang, sa ato ang pinulungan ba nga Bisaya, unsa may inyuhang buot ipasabot of having this topic?
Actually, sir,
Bisaya lang.
Pwede na ko Bisaya, sir?
Yes.
Kanang amo agud nga topic, sir, kay nag-focus jud mi aning kuan kanang nag-focus jud mi ani sa Negros Oriental tourism kay bali kuan na guni siya sir kanang mugamami og website sir nga which is dito nga website makasite ang mga tourist makalantaw sila og asang available location, asang mga tourist spot nga sa Negros dito na involve ang unsa sa asa sila moagi, mga accommodations, transportation sa ilang sakyan, tanang information sir ba about kana nga specific nga lugar about sila nga specific tourist spot. Then bali kay para di na po sila mangita og kuan sir ba kanang ustags na ganiman di na sila mangita og kanang guide ay kanang tourist guide na gani kay some of the tourists nakapangutan anang mao man gud ang problema sir gud sa uban nga kanang madlok sila nga basi matalang sila or basi magkalibog-libog sila once mag-travel sila sa usa ka specific ka lugar.
Okay. Pero unsa may purpose ninyo kay ang inyo man kung nakabutang nga you are focusing on the feedback no of the tourist. So ang pangutanan nako karon unsa may iyang relevance versus sa application niyo yung gi-develop if that's the case.
Mark, kay dugab Mark. Go ahead Mark.
Ako lang gikuan ang connection ba because yeah, the idea is good actually. It helps no the tourist no guided. But the thing is looks like you are focusing on the feedback no that might or the experience that they have no kung bisita sila diri sa Negros Oriental. Mark, mangutana lang kung say relevance application ani kaning inyong tan-awa ra gud inyong objectives please review palihog ug asta inyong significance of the study. Kay medyo nalibog ko mura po ko kamang karon kaganina mura ko nalibog ko unsay focus ani are they focusing on the application itself nga kay ani magud na siya kanang Mark no and you also kanang when we are going to develop an application nung magpamutana tas tong kaugalingon is it relevant ba ning applications nga akong i-develop? Number 2, is it important? No, tan-awa. Number 3, is it urgent ba ni ang application nga akong i-develop kay para at least no it will help the community. Unya be specific from there unsa imong objective. Mo na nangutana ko kung unsa iyang connection versus sa application yang gi-develop o sa inyong significance of the study kay murag na confuse man ni kadali. So unsa man gyud inyong tumong og tinguha ani nga maghimo ta og applications so that all our tourists no will be guided on a specific place nga naa diri sa Negros Oriental or nag-focus ta sa feedback and hopefully no makatabang ta nila to improve their experience. Unsa may inyong kuan ani? Say ani.
Me about sa kanang nga app sir kay nag-focus me about kung unsa may maka-help sa mga tourist sir ba kanang mahimo nila nga ilang travel easier na sila without hassle ba kay if for example kanang magpakuan pa sila magsige pa sila pangutana then if na sila information regarding that regarding the tourist spot dili na sila kinahanglan mangutana sir. Our app will help them on how to muhatag sa ila og idea ba nga ay kani nga tourist spot safe ni diri kanang very convenient kag naadjud tanan sir ba murag ingon ana kanang tanang information sir ibutang na mo sa amo ang kuan amo ang website or amo ang application.
Sige, pero ngano ang title nato kuan man Negros Oriental Tourist Map. Kay may tama tong Ma'am Karim kaganina. When you talk about map, it should be the geographical, di ba? Of a certain place. So muna naglibog ko unya karon imong istorya karon you're focusing and di ba the help of these tourists nga makuan nila ang experience etc. etc. So mao nang nangutana ko nimo kung sa ato ang pinulungan ug unsa gyud inyong tumong no for having this title. Kay number 2, kani magod dako kay sag scope unya unsa man ninyo pag-maintain, unsa man ninyo pag-update just in case. Kay di man da pwede mo develop lang application niya pasagdaan na lang nato, di ba? Okay na bitaw na, so okay na we will leave that behind. So, di ba? And what if, no? Naay mga changes along the way. Kay since geographical man siya, naamang gyud na mga renovations, naamang gyud na mga improvements. So kinsa unsa man nato na pag-update? From the group, did you anticipate that or did you think of the possibility nga naay possible mayon ana? Di ba? I'll give you the example. For example, pareha karon sa Cebu. Cebu magud sa una wala nang Cordoba Bridge that connects South Reclamation Project and Cordoba. But just this year, gi-open na siya to public consumption. Now, kung naatay system, automatically that will be included na. No? Og naatay application that will be included na so that all the tourists able to identify which route easier for them to travel, maybe Mactan or Cordoba. No, so mo ni ako pagsabot og mapping, it's about the geographical ba, unya naa si locator. Kay map ba itong gisgutan? Sige Mark, how will you address to that, Mark?
Kanang ko answer kanang kini nga apps o apps or website namo is kanang if the user mo gamit sa among this application or website mo gamit siya is kanang mo kan siya mo sign up or login siya ana para makuha na mo ang ilahang information.
Lagi kasabot ko that you want to get the information, the experience no coming from this tourist. But the thing is, the title of your research is Negros Oriental Tourist Map. So unsay relevance niya between the experience and the map na inyong gi-mention?
Sir, gets na ako imong point, sir.
Oh, sige. Sige, good. Sige.
I apologize about our title, sir. Maybe sayop jud ang title dili na ako na site jud nga. Murag sayop siya kay dalibog man gud, sir, because there are three different ideas ba niya. Nagkasagol sa among mga ideas, then dira mi nagkakuan naglibog na mi sa among title. Then nakakakuha ng Negros Oriental Tourist Map, but the relevance of the studies sir na jud sa mong idea. Ang problema ra jud kay ang pagkamp sa title ba kay murag daghan mo gud kaayo.
Sige mao lang na ako thank you kaayo Ma'am Car, Ma'am Helen, Sir Yorb and Sir Al and the rest of the panelists. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Ako sunod, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Visible lang ba?
Ma'am Helen, yes ma'am.
Okay, so I will be discussing one by one the things, my concerns also. Same with the first two panelists with Ma'am Karam and Sir Giovanni. I just would like to clarify it with you guys. Kay naglibog ko sa inyong intention nga gamon nga system. What do you really intend to do? Unsa may scope yun sa inyong system?
We are going to kuan ma'am kanang murag application siya or kanang website siya ma'am, which is makalagin ang kanang mga tourists or users ma'am ba, then after nila makalagin makakita sila dito or makuha nila dito ang kanang full nga kuan gani mga tourist spots sa Negros Oriental. Ang amo problema is wala nang nakuan sad mi kay og Negros Oriental, yes, dako man siya tinuod, pero og bayawan na mong fokusan or Santa Bayabas ra gamay ra man sud good ang scope good. Maong gitibuok na lang namo Negros Oriental na lang. Dili ka nang madungog, ma'am.
Okay, atong binagsaon ha. Because there is a statement of the problem ninyo. First, kaning highlight nako. This paper focuses on identifying such problems and their intensity level. So, the main objective of this research is to determine the queries and feedback of the tourists during visiting tourist destination. If kani ang inyong main objective sa inyong study, dili na kailangan natong system. Pwede raman na ito ni makonduct through Google Forms. Diba? So that's one. Next. Based sa inyong current statement of the problem, there is no detailed statement or elaboration of your project, goal, or anything that specifically pertains to your system. Which means to say, unsa gyud ang scope sa inyong system, wala nakabutang sa statement of the problem. Unsa ang kaya buhaton, which is mauta na mong gipangita. Para nga ma-define na dayon ba? Then, this one, naglibog ko ano inyong pasabot din here. This study provides the user with ease of visualizing data in a simplified manner in such a way that this study will benefit people who are unable to travel due to the pandemic because they will be able to access and explore those places they want to visit in just one site. So akong una-unaan ni sulod sa akong mind is that you are going to create a virtual map.
Yes, ma'am. Bauna mo una-una nga study, ma'am, which is wala na mo na edit or wala na mo na nakuan maayo ba kay bauna nang ta na mo una nga study ang virtual map. Kaso lang kay nakauna mi nakapangutan nami ana sila lisod daw kay og virtual map kay kinahanglan pa kuno Google kuno kinahanglan pa kuno gana dagan pa kuno kaayo process. Yun mo to maong gipasimplihan na lang namo ba nga kanang murag website and as well as murag application ra siya.
So dapat wala ni nga statement kay misleading man ni siya.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry ka.
Gabasa ko sa inyong statement, galibog ko kung sa inyong ganahan buhaton gyud actually to be honest no. Unsa nimo gama sila mapa tourist map nga guide sa mga turista nga moadto dinhi sa Negros Oriental based sa ingon ni Ma'am Karam ganina. Mao akong understanding, same mig understanding nila ni Ma'am then nabasahan na pud nako ning diri nga part nakayo na pud ko unsa ko nila ganan ni pasabot virtual map. So again no if tourist map inyong gamiton ug mogama mo tourist map unsa gud yung point gyud na mo pick out ra mo og map kanang like for example ang Google Map.
Dili ma'am mo data gathering jud mi ma'am kanang mo kuan jud mig specific nga lugar nag ano na mi sa mga ka-groupmate nga kanang gather mig data dili mi mo magmapa kay murag lisod man go siya ka mo pinpoint
Unsa man ang inyong system nga gamon?
Bali website ra siya ma'am as well as nga kanang murag na application gamay ba.
Dili man pwede ang gamay.
I mean website ra siya then amo ara siya i-kuan nga application kay para maging paano po siya ma'am ba.
So if ever mo revise mo sa inyong system, unsa man ang feature gyud sa inyong system?
Feature sa mo system kay application gyud siya ma'am.
Which means sige can you expound it to us unsay kaya buhaton sa inyong system kay before basing mo approve si ma'am and then later on we would find out nga okay dili man di ay siya inani kada ko og scope.
Okay. Mark, palay ba ko guan Mark kanang explain Mark. Go ahead, Mark. Kaya mo na.
Echo, Mark.
The question? Scope? Ay, unsa ito, ma'am? Excuse me?
Unsa gyud ang scope sa inyong system? Kay since lingon mo nga di mo gama og map. So unsa man ang gamon dahil sa inyong system di ay? Unsa man ang feature sa inyong system?
Ito sa Mark. Explain mo Mark.
Itong application. Kuan ma'am kanang mag-base rami sa Google Map din like kanang amo ra siya nag-ikog.
Ako na lang explain Mark kay murag iko ka. Kanang kuan siya ma'am kanang maggamami ay kanang among system ma'am is for example ang kanang mag-login or mag-login username anong login password pa login username mo create pa kaana siya ma'am ba then after that one kanang naami specific nga lugar then kanang specific nga lugar naa siya information kung unsaon dito pag-adto dayon naa siya dito mga accommodation, transportation, tanang information regarding sa kada nga tourist spot ma'am or kana nga location kung asa na dapit mao na siya mong features ma'am bali tanang information mag-data gathering mi ana ma'am mag-research jud mi ana ma'am regarding sa mga topic dili mo create og map kay og map maglisod man jud kaayo good.
Okay, so to sum it all up, ang feature gyud sa inyong system is that it's a web page, maka-login, log out ang user, maka-check siya sa description sa usa ka specific nga lugar. For example, Valencia, katong ilahang falls. Pag-click na ko sa Valencia, ma-display ra if unsa ang route paingon dito. Sakto?
Sakto ma'am, then mga accommodations. Something like
Wala
that.
ba I think ga-exist na siya. Dito dira mismo sa Google Map. If you are going to click Google Map, tapos mo type ko sa location, kaya sa Google Map na buhaton, guys. Unsa may nasa Google Map nga wala sa inyong system? If in case mao nang feature na sa inyong system. Kasi since tingnan mo tap mo Google Map.
I see. If Google Map man good ma'am, kay direction ra man gud ang ihatag. Direction ko doon saan pag-reach ana nga lugar. While ang amo kay tanan nga information like kung pila ang pamasahe or kung ang sasakyan padung didto or kung pila ba ka minutes ang ma-arrive before didto, kung ingon ana siya man ba, Google Map man gud kay direction ra man gud siya ang itudlo.
Sulayan na to ha.
Okay.
Dili, guys. It's available. Everything nga yung mention ka, available siya sa Google Map. Gi-check na ko karon. So unsa man ang gap nga pwede ninyo ma-fill in sa inyong system. Like I have just checked the Google Map karon sa, and it provided the information that you had just mentioned.
Does all of the users ma'am can understand the Google Map? If ang amo gina-propose gud nga website or nga app man gud kay very user friendly lang siya, masabtan jud sa siya sa tanan. Kay if you're in Google Map, not all the people ma'am or not all the user kay maka-understand man gud sa Google Map. Bisag ako sometimes maglibog man ko sa Google Map.
Okay, granting that's your statement now. Then why are you going to make use of Google Maps? Why are you going to tap Google Maps sa inyong system?
We are just going to use the Google Map ma'am as a guidelines ra siya ma'am kung asa na specific na lugar para dagdag information ra siya ba. But dili gid na mo ko nang dapat ang tanan gud nga unsaon jud pagkuha ng Google Map bali ang Google Map bali among gamon ma'am kay is kanang information na jud siya ba regarding sa kanang nga lugar.
I'm sorry, no, because I'm not very convinced with the current nga kaning kuan sa manuscript sa current nga time. Okay, because I thought if this would be mapping, then there's no problem, no questions asked. Dili ko magkuan because if it's mapping, but if the system is more na tong scope niya, guys, then it's just simply an input and output nga data, mura ra mo gagama og project. To be honest.
For you ma'am, what's the better what's unsa gud among angay nga buhaton about ani regarding this one kay naa naman gud tanan naa naman gud may idea unsaon jud pag provide sa information and also sa kuan maong mangayo ra big kuan ba kung unsaon jud ang angay namong buhaton about ani sa among research.
I think with the rest of the panel, it is safe to say that our problem right now is the scope of your study. Kay gamay ra siya ba? Gamay ra ang scope. Then katupong mapping po din yo, dako ra po siya kayo. So that's the problem that's the problem that we have seen as panel. Okay, I will continue and then let's listen to the input of other panelists but no. Kanin sa theoretical framework ninyo, since nag-change ang paradigm sa inyong study na usog siya Wala kabalog asa na padulong ang trust ninyo sa karon. So ako lang i-advise is that you include theories that will be related to the creation of your system. So kay currently ang kaninyong gibutang dinhi is this is a model in relation to tourism, but there is no theory that is in relation to the creation of the system. So I don't know if unsa nga system inyong gamon unya, depende sa masabutan pud karon later on sa panel. And then ang kanirang conceptual framework i-relate ra siya sa katong theory ninyo. Dayon. And ito sa pinakalas. Kaning inyong data gathering procedure, guys ba? Kani inyong gibutang diri nga identify patterns, build up explanation, test hypothesis. Kani galibog kung asa ninyo gikuha or asa ninyo siya gamiton sa part sa inyong study. If nagmapping mo, probably this would be used. This is beneficial because if you are going to use if you are going to create maps, obviously there will be patterns. Pero if katong sa current nga study nga inyong ginaingon karon, kani siya dili ni siya magamit. So kuan kaya lang sa sakwa for now, no. I will Ma'am Car.
Okay, thank you, Miss Helen, for the inputs. Okay, after, no, we will hear from Engineer Cordero. Sir.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the group members. Personally, when I look, Ma'am Karim has given me the manuscript, and I'll try to open it. Nalibog ko gamay, no? What's really your target nga gamon, no? So in your rationale, sige ko basa, wala man ko kakita og problem. So I think for the group, no, you need to look for a problem. No, what are you going to create? It is a map gyud inyo nga i-create, or a web page, or kanang na-log in, log out, no? But in my opinion, no, I think no, ang inyong gamon is really a map, no? But then with respect to the scope sa inyong gamon, all Negros Oriental Island, dako kayo, no? I do not know if mahuman ninyo ni siya. Focusing in Bayawan alone, there are so many tourist spot. So gi mo na siya binagsahon, daghan kayo. Mabinay has 100 plus, I think, no, nga mga caves. So daghan kayo. Gi nyo na siya binagsahon og record. I do not know, no, mahuman mo sa inyo ang system. So my first question is, what are you trying to create? May I hear from anybody from the group?
As what we have mentioned earlier, sir, is kanang galisod, actually tulod jud ni among idea kasulang kay nagkasagol-sagol na ba mauna naitabo. Ang kanang amo jud nga kwan ang taan ni sir is about sa website, sir, ba nga kanang ang website siya nga kanang login katong login and kuan ba then login and log out nga information din. Mag-login ang user din pag abot sa ang paghuman ng login or pag human sign up kay mo route siya sa kanang sa different tourist spots sa Negros Oriental. Then kada click sa kada spot sa Negros Oriental na dito to ng information how to get there, kag unsaon pag ang mga unsaon pag ang ilang mga transportation, mga kanang accommodation, mga ingon na sir ba. Maunta na siya mo ang idea jud nga kanang abot sa mo kaninga proposal. Kaso lang kay murag nagkabalik pa naman siya, so honestly yeah.
Because if you will, if you want to focus on kanang log in log out, in your statement of the problem, murag mo sukway siya gamay, no? Because I think if mo focus ra mo sa map, no need for your no need for identifying the worst experiences and the best experiences of the tourist. So all you need to do is to compare, look on the maps available in the internet with respect with respect to the tourist. For example, Google Map, no? Unsa may naa sa Google Map nga pwede pa ninyo wala sa inyoha nga kwan, unsay naa sa inyoha nga gamon nga wala sa Google Map. Okay, so that could be the best, meaning nakakita mo og problem. Okay, so I think muna siya pinaka importante nga ma-identify ninyo as of now the real problem. No, you need to find the real problem with all the available maps with respect to tourists sa inyuhang sa internet, no? Then whatever nakita ninyo nga kulang, unay i-address ninyo sa inyo ang gamon nga map. Okay? So I think you're going to revise, no, your kaning rationale ninyo, no? Kay mura sige kog basa di ko kakwan, di ko kay ko ka sabot, no? And in your statement of the problem, kuan na ninyo ng kwan, no, kanang inyo nga first paragraph gani ug second paragraph ninyo, you just remove that one, you go directly, no, ug unsa inyo nga kwan, inyo nga is open ninyo. For example, this study would like, or this study developed a tourist map, no, in the Negros Oriental Island, no, then kanus ang year, no, ibutang kanus ang scope, no, or ang year na gamon ninyo. Okay, and another thing is last, no, I think you need to have a preliminary survey on how many spot, no, in Negros Oriental. Nakasulay mo na naamoy kwan, amoy clue o pila ka buok tourist spot. Kay mo man ni siya iadtuan sa mga tourist. Anybody from the group?
As for now, sir, wala pa mi specific kuan ko ay specific measurement or specific nga respondent, sir, ba og pila jud ka buok.
So kana mo'y kinanglan ninyo kay ug mogama gyud mo og map, so you are going to identify all the tourist destination in every municipality and city, no, kay target ninyo Negros Oriental man. But again, no, dako kayo ni siya nga trabaho. And with respect to your title, no, Negros Oriental Tourist Map, if you are going to develop a map, then this could be development of Negros Oriental map no for tourist or either way around no kung sa inyo ang ganahan katong website ba inyo gamon or the map itself no kay if map ra gyud inyo nga gamon then this could be a development of Negros Oriental map for tourist no. Okay, so as of now murag kana ra gyud ako nga matabang no sa inyo. I think the most important thing is you need to identify the problem and if ako balik ko na and if map inyo nga gamon then you try to search all the maps available then no kuhain ninyo ug unsay kuhain ninyo og idea ug unsay kulang sa ilahang nga map nga pwede ninyo dugang. Okay, so thank you and I hope no nga ma-clear out inyo nga mind then you will be able to really think no ug unsa gyud ang inyo nga gamon. Okay, Ma'am Car, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sir Cords. Yes, Miss Helen, you are raising your hand.
Thank you, ma'am. If ever they will push through with a suggestion of Sir Cordero, ma'am, I have drafted a sample nga statement of the problem which could help also. Ako lang i-share if katong mag-mapping sila in case. So since di ba guys ningon si sir nga you are going to search for all the available nga mga tourist mapping diri sa Negros Oriental. So this you could use this as guide for your kaning statement of the problem. Sir Cords, sir.
Yeah, yes, rin
Unsay
kita
mong
nakita
take
na ko
any
rin okay na
sir
siya.
comment sir. Mo ask ako for your further comments also on this one.
Yeah, that's right no if they opt to choose no identify unsay problem or unsay kulang sa mga current na maps in Negros Oriental tourist map then this could be okay no so what is the current tourist mapping system of Negros Oriental so pwede na siya no? Then what are the current problems encountered I do not know if kanang mga map na to naa ba siya ay siya ay kanang murag survey sa ginatawag kanang murag kanang murate gani ka
Oo sir
rating.
no. Oo.
So I do not know if pwede nila na siya magamit no kay if mo depende ra ta sa tourist gyud tourist nga mo answer ani paling kuan kayo depende po unsa kadaghanon ilang respondents o nga mga tourist pero what if mukuha ra sila og available data nga naanadaan sa map no pwede pod no magamit nila.
So to clarify lang this one with the group sir. Dapat specific siya nga app nga intended for Negros Oriental only.
Oh.
Okay. So mangita
that's
sila
correct.
Android app or web-based nga app nga kaning system that is tourist map nga intended for Negros Oriental only lang no. Kay first aning Google ilang gi-mention they made mention with kaning Google Map and Google Map is available man siya worldwide so ana guys ha as suggested by Sir Cordero specific lang ta sa map nga kaning Negros Oriental lang.
Pero ang Google Map din kay pwede man pud siya kay makita man pud nila og mo view sila og Negros Oriental makita man pud nila dito so
Oo sir.
pwede
Pero
nila
Yes sir.
Hello, ma'am and sir. Good
Hello, Sir
afternoon.
John.
Okay,
Sige,
so
sir.
by listening to your sa mga comments and suggestions, I think motong iyon ni Sir Cordero nga I think we will answer the question nga kung unsa ang wala sa Google Map because for me personally ga-travel man pud ko and then I am fan of locating mga tourist spots man pud diri sa Negros Oriental. So ang Google Map is mo satisfy na gud sa akong needs, no? And then ang napo sa Google Map is if you're going to go to a specific place, aside from ikon kanya ihatag kanya sa saktong direction is mohatag pud siya og kaning visual gani pa if you're going to click sa specific nga ruta tagaan ko kaniya atong katong visual gani nga mo na siyang dalan and then it is also updated. Makita gud ba kung rough road ba siya or sementado ba siya, and then if you will go to a specific tourist spot, kung i-click nimo na siya, muhatag pod ang Google Map og mga images kay mo upload man ang mga tourist dito, and then they will also give reviews, and then also they will also give comments kung sa ilang experience dito nga tourist destination, no? So mo na
That's
siya nga
true.
kung gamit ka og Google Map murag halos tanan is naa didto ba, pero ang problem lang is basig na atay mga parts pod nga wala nakita, so medyo murag mo na ang tagaan og pansin sa atong mga researcher siguro, no?
Yes, Sir John. Sakto gyud tinuod. So, the best case here is for them to identify or inspect maybe the codes, probably, no, if ever there's a way for you to check kanang sa ilang web based nila nga mapping, if na mo pwedeng ma-improve dito, let's say for example mas makagama mo og kaning intended lang ba for Negros Oriental lang abi nga kuan nga mas lesser ang space nga i-consume sa inyong Android nga app compared sa Google Maps nga same ra og feature or same ra og kaning function, so which means mas better in that sense. Nagats niyo guys?
Ma'am, maybe they could.
Yes, Sir John.
Ma'am,
Sige.
basig pwede sila baka gamaog ka ng offline kay ang Google di ba mukuan magud siya data, no? Google Maps.
Oo.
I don't know. So basig pwede sila mogama og kaning app abi or unsa ba siya nga system nga offline siya, kay for example if adto na kas bukid unya mo locate na ka sa sa direction niya, mawala naman ka kung wala na kay internet connection. So what if sa ako ra po na suggestion lang, what if kaya ako hilig man ko gud magbiyahe pud bukid ba dayon, akong ginagamit is naman po koy application nga usa nga ginagamit para to guide me kanang maps me nga ginatawag nato nga app, but then dili kay siya accurate. Pero kung sila if ever nga makagama sila og ingana nga offline lang siya, intended for tourist spots lang siya within Negros Oriental, so I think it is much better kung offline.
Guys, researchers na to, based on the suggestion, sige, makaya, is it doable?
Murag ang offline miss murag maglisod mi ana nga part. Pero if i-improve ang mapping or yung Google Map miss murag makaya kaya na pud, pero ang offline murag dili na makaya miss.
Okay, so kung dili siya kaya ang offline, so unsa naman atong dalagan sa atong ron? What would be their kaning sila nga topic or their idea? Kay kung sa mapping lang ta, I think Google Map can satisfy the mappings, no? Mo to gingon Sir Cordero lagi nga you have to look for sa nga wala jud siya dili makita jud sa Google Map. I don't know lang if basic you have your idea.
Okay. Sige. Miss Helen, okay na? Apa yung mga inputs?
Okay na ko sa akong end, ma'am, pero among concern is that the scope of the study is it's either they find a gap or wala tayong makuan nga study.
So we will hear sa kangkuan the instructor, Sir Franco.
Yes, good afternoon. The problem is there is no problem. The problem is there is no problem. Mga nang dili na to makonektanan. No? So with that mga suggestions, mga map, I think it's not doable ng map no kay Google naman na siya, and besides tayo mga features sa Google na dili na to masurpass pod, like kanang destination no, ng street nila na sila yung mga view on that, maglisod yun mo improve ana kay they are continuously improving on that pod. So maglisod mo pangitaan pa niyo na sa inyong improve. My suggestion, forget about it kay wala man po may problema nga na present on this, that's why dili siya ma-connect. Look for another problem nga pwede ninyong masolusyonan. Kay for me, it's not acceptable o mugama aratag website. Na may website ang Negros Oriental. And as much as possible, system siya na may little complexity sa gipropose. Dili ra kay pwede ra kuan. So, marat ako suggestion ng think of another kuan na lang, another proposal. Ayaw na to in my end, sa ako as I look at it, lisod i-improve ang map. Kaya you will, sama may download nimo na siya, diyan imong idugangan. So, lisod. Pwede siguro imong site, ibutahan nimo API sa map para pag login then. But those things are accessible now, no? Like gingon ni Sir Kwan, ni Sir Azuelo, nga gagamit siya naman po, no? Na it's like magawa po dag offline, alam ko yung mga available nga offline. So, impact na po yung mga updates nila. So, marita ko, think of another na lang para dili kayo, no? Dili kayo Thank you.
Okay. So, kinsa pa'y ganahan mo to for our wants to add more inputs? Gana? I think Sir Al has a meeting. So,
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sir Corbs.
In order for us to help the group, I think I was reminded of the application before that was created. I think that is with respect also to the tourist destination of Bayawan. I do not know what's the title, no, katong sa una ay ni Gamana drira sa Bayawan. I think pwede nila to siya
i-kuan. Katong sa ilahan ni Kuan, katong sa ilahan ni isa to Baguran, katong sa Bayawan. Publiko,
ako remember ma'am. Na to sa una.
Yes.
So I do not know if they can connect with that, then try to improve kung sa pay pwede nila madugang ato. But in that focused on Bayawan. So if they can have Santa Bayabas, then the better. Para matabangan na to ang grupo kay if they are going to look for another one, murag lisod na gyud gaya daw sila.
Yes sir, to add lang sir, no, okay man tong suggestion ni Sir Cordero because kung sa Google Map ka, you cannot really locate katong sa mga baguhay pa lamang o katong mga small nga tourist spot pa lamang nga lami na siya, nindot ni siya sa ato, di ba? There is Bayawan City because sa Google Map you can only locate katong mga kuan lang siya, katong mga karaan o katong mga dagko na nga mga tourist spot. Pero pwede na to siya sa ilahang end is pwede nga gamaan nila to kuan mapa or tourist map tong sa Bayawan, and then they are going to locate all whether dagko or gagmay no, whether dagko og gagmay itong mga tourist spot destination sa Bayawan. Kay if ever there will be a tourist coming in Bayawan, so they can use the application para siya murag matur na siya ba. Kay kung sa Google Map magud ka, dito man kadalo nila sa mga kuan na mga well-known na nga mga tourist destination.
That's correct, sir. Then maybe they are going to look on it, then try to see unsa pagyoy kulangan to. Then maybe they could also include Santa Catalina and Basay. Ako ara na nga opinion na.
Okay, so that's it, no? So, wala na? Siguro sa akong final words, there are two options sa itong mga na to, mga proponents. Kindly turn on your camera. Still smile lang gihapon. Two options lang akong i-kuan ninyo, ha? I will not reject, no? I will not reject your study. But I want the group to finalize the proposed study before it is accepted. Dili sa nako i-accept, dili po nako i-reject. I'll give you the chance, no? To what? To another chance to come up with a study katong gipang propose mga inputs ni Sir Cordero. But if you cannot, then let's have the second option katong kang Sir Kukoy. No, if mousog ang inyong hunahuna and then you have your second choice na po that you want to change your study, kaya ra po ninyo, then you may. Kay as of now, dili po na ko pwede ma-accept ang studies because the way I look at it, confused pa ang group. Correct me if I'm wrong. No? Consistent yun inyong na-confused mo what to do, kung ano siya nga study. Then makita sad nato sa inyong manuscript. So I'll give you two options. I will not reject, wala na akong gi-reject inyong study. Pwede ninyo siyang ma-lower, no? Sa katong gisakto to siya, pwede siya Santa Bayabas. Di pangita to na akong study, no? Kung asa na to. Pwede niyo siya Santa Bayabas. Santa Bayabas. So to sir, Santa Bayabas. So Santa Bayabas nga, inana, og makaya ninyo, or unsa ba in kuan, pero mind you, ang Mintag Negros Oriental, dako gid siya kayo. No? So, i-come up sa ninyo, i-kuan sa ninyo sa inyong hunona what to do, unsa gid nga study inyong ganahan. Ug dili gid makaya ka ng si mga map or unsa na siya, that's the time nga ay mo change na lang kung laing kuan. Ang second option na mo, ama mo kuan na lang ni kinahakita miglaing problem. So that muna siya sa ako ang end. Okay lang ba mga proponents?
That's fine with us.
And the rest of the panel.
Yes,
Okay. Ang disadvantage man po, ang disadvantage, if we would allow you to have that Negros Oriental map, useless na maghihapon because pag mugo mo ana, wa mo kabalog din sa inyong pantaas na pabalikon na maghihapon mo, magsayop-sayop man japon ta. So, mintas tantong sa the very beginning, we will correct it. Finalize first your proposed study. What do you want to do? Fix your mind. No, so study it well. Please have a related literature to support your claims. Kaya inana, o digit again, o gimtala, then that's the time nga mo, lahat na mo kuan mo glain nga problem. Okay lang ba? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yan. Go fight queen nagyapon. Smile.
Yes,
no, da kay di mo na okay lang.
Okay lang.
Sige,
Okay
go.
lang.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Gamay rang input,
Yes.
mama. If ever, say for example, if ever nga dili mo push through aning Negros Oriental kay wide katungingan ma'am Carmen na wide, and then you will proceed to the suggestion of Sir Cordero nga katong Santa Bayabas. So hingan imong inyong bahaton para na may idea gamay ba. So you will go to tourism office for Santa Bayabas, and then you will identify the tourist spots within those area. And then inyong pag human identify is inyong lantawon sa Google Map kay basin o wala pa siya na-identify sa Google Map. So that's the time nga mo na siya inyong trabahoon nga you will identify those tourist spots na lamang. That's my suggestion lang siya ha. Kay basin kon ang ilang mga tourist spot nga i-identify is basig na pud siya sa sa Google Map. So therefore may useless ang Japon siya, pero kung wala then much better kay you will do the job in identifying the tourist spots within Santa Bayabas.